I'm Carla. And I'm very happy because I have a boyfriend who loves me very much. But sometimes, his love turns into anger, which causes bruises on my body. It doesn't hurt me. It's not like that. And until recently, I thought it was not a big deal. But now I don't know if it's right. Please, listen to me and write. Do you think everything is okay with my boyfriend? So here he is, my boyfriend, Gusman. And I have been dreaming of dating him since I was 13. And now I'm 15, and we've been together for over a month. He's the best. He's tall, fit, handsome, smart, talented. I could go on and on about his qualities. He also has rich parents, and he's been coming to school in a luxury Mustang for a year now. Any girl from our school dreams about him. That's why as soon as he and I walked into the school cafeteria holding hands for the first time, many classmates just stopped talking to me. Of course, because of envy. But I don't care. I'm in love with Gusman and would do anything to be with him. He had dated a lot of girls before me, but they never lasted more than a week or two. And I've been with him for 45 days. Yes, I'm counting them. But my best friend Monica thinks that Gusman is a pervert and that I should break up with him. And she thinks I should dump him right now. She says that Gusman only enjoys pleasure when he dominates. Yeah, he fights with other guys all the time to prove he's the best, but we don't fight. The first week of our relationship, he was just a sweetie pie. Gentle, considerate, and then you'll find out what happened after that in a minute. But for now, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you have the bell clicked. Then you'll know when there's a new video coming out on the channel. And then something happened. But it's my own fault for pissing him off. I have a stupid laugh, stupid jokes. I don't always know what kind of mood Gusman is in right now. And sometimes I can just catch him at a bad time. No, it's not about that. He doesn't hit me. But sometimes he can squeeze my hand so hard that it leaves a bruise. I haven't experienced this before with other guys. But if that's how he shows his love for me, why not? When Monica saw the bruises on my arm, she immediately understood where they came from. She told me that one of Gusman's ex-girlfriends had left him because of that. She warned me it would only get worse, but I didn't believe her. And then Gusman was so sorry for the bruises. He invited me to the movies, was so tender the whole evening. I was over the moon. And a couple of days later, new bruises appeared, almost imperceptible. Because I yelled to stop Gusman, but his hand is heavy, no doubt. I was in a great mood that day, and I was waiting for Gusman after class from practice. He came out of the gym, and I threw myself at his neck, but he suddenly pushed me away and, squeezing my elbow, hissed that I did not touch him. I cried out in pain. It caught the attention of the other guys who were also coming out of the gym, and Gusman yanked his arm away. Tears came to my eyes from the pain, but Gusman was so angry that he turned and left without any apology. At home, I saw that my elbow was a little swollen and sore. I took some painkillers, and in the evening, Monica came to me unexpectedly. She saw my eyes swollen with tears and my elbow, and she understood. Dump him, or next time it will get worse. He'll hurt you, Carla. She pleaded. I went to bed with the firm intention of breaking up with Gusman at school tomorrow. And in the morning, there was a surprise waiting for me on my desk. A big bouquet of my favorite lilies and a little gift with a note that said, "I'm sorry. All the girls in class were just speechless with envy. And I forgave Gusman." After class, he fell on his knees and begged for forgiveness. He said he loved me and that he couldn't live without me. And I believed him. So stupid of me. After that incident, Gusman had several outbursts of anger. And each time I remembered Matilda's words, And one day I even decided to really dump Gusman. But I learned a curious thing. It turned out that a year ago, Matilda had also had plans for him, but Gusman paid no attention to her. And now I wondered if Matilda was deliberately trying to talk me out of a relationship with Gusman so that she can take my place herself. Or he leaving Bruises is a red flag and I should really dump him? Have you ever experienced that with a guy? What would you do if you were me? Please write. Help me understand the situation. I am Lucretia, and I beg you to listen to my story. I am in danger, and I don't know what to do. I am the only daughter in the family, and a very rich heiress. It all started with a humble candy store, which my father inherited from his father. Dad and Mom were able to develop the family business, so that now our company is one of the leading candy companies in the country. Ever since I was a little girl, I would often visit our main candy factory and watch the people working. My dad patiently explained to me the whole process of making each sweet. And soon, I myself began to help. By the time I was 16, I know very well that I would continue my parents' business. I am always busy, either with my studies or I am at the factory, so I do not have time to hang out with my friends from school. But one day, an incident happened that turned my whole life upside down. Kids from my school were from rich and influential families. When Fernando came to our class, there were a lot of rumors about him. Nobody knew who he was, who his family was. From the very first class, it was clear that Fernando was very smart. Not to mention that his tall stature and beautifully built body immediately attracted attention. But he was very secretive. I didn't even look in his direction until one day, an incident happened that turned everything upside down. I was at the factory, helping my mother with accounting. Suddenly, my father called me down the hall. Meet Lucrecia. This is Diego Cruz, our future partner from Mexico. And this is his son. Fernando, I interrupted my father. We know each other. Yes, we go to the same school. Great, so you have a lot to talk about. My father and Fernando's dad went to the office, and Fernando and I were left alone. Suddenly, he suggested, "Let's take a walk." I nodded faintly, and we left the factory and walked down the street. It turned out that the way Fernando was behaving at school was just Fernando's way of defense. He turned out to be a very cheerful and a nice guy. We spent a few hours together walking around town that day, and I felt very comfortable with him. He explained that he always acts like that at school because he often moves from place to place, so he doesn't get attached to people. The next day at school, he gave me just a little nod before the first lesson. Nothing more. It was like we didn't even know each other. But after school, we went to the factory together. I showed him everything, took him around the different workshops, told him about the nuances of production. You know so much about sweets. I will continue this business. I'm the only heiress, Fernando, I said proudly. Maybe you've read about it. They call me the Chocolate Princess. You will be great at it, Lucretia. Fernando suddenly took my hand. I looked at him questioningly, but he didn't say a word. We sat there holding hands and talked for an entire evening. A week went by, and then another one. Fernando and I spent a lot of time together. My mother met him, and of course, she liked him immediately. Every time I went to the factory, Fernando was with me. He listened to me attentively, and that was very flattering. One day, while walking me home, Fernando hugged me tightly on my doorstep and kissed me. Oh, how I waited for that moment. Lucretia, I'm in love with you. I'm crazy about you. Me too, Fernando. That's how we began to date each other. No one at school knew about our relationship, but our parents were aware about it, and sometimes joked that maybe they would become not only business partners, but also a big family. One day, Fernanda didn't come to school. I got worried and wrote to him. Before I continue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And make sure you click on the bell so you know when there's a new video on the channel. I'll wait for you at the factory. I'm fine, he answered me, barely waiting for school to end. I rushed to the factory. Usually, we started our rounds in the hall, but Fernando was nowhere to be found. I decided to text him, but my phone was completely dead. I went up to the second floor, where my father's office was. He was away on business, but strangely enough, the door to his office was opened. I immediately sensed something wrong. So quickly, on my toes, I walked up to the office. I don't have any more time, Fernando. I heard a sinister whisper from Fernando's father. You have to deal with her now! Dad, I'm in love with her. Please, I don't want to hurt her. Stop it! You promised me. The kidnapping has been planned down to the last detail. Lucretia must disappear. Her parents would give anything to get their only daughter back. And we will take over their business. Ha ha ha! Hearing this, I began to tremble with horror. So, they set the whole thing up. They planned the whole thing. And Fernando is not honest with me. They're crooks. I quickly ran down the stairs and rushed home. Now I'm locked in my room. And I don't know what to do. They want our business, and they'll do anything for it. If I go to the police, not only will I be in danger, but my parents as well. Maybe I should warn my parents. Maybe they can tell me what to do. What would you do in my place? Please write. I'm very scared.